Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video, we discuss my thoughts on episode 2 of One Punch Man Season 2. This is a pretty sick episode. Once again, as I said, talking about the first episode of Season 2, I'm just so glad that this show is back and, getting refamiliarized with Saitama and Genos and the surrounding characters, but also picking up right where we left off at the tail end of the previous episode with the Hero Association dealing with all these ne'er-do-wells and villains that they've called in specifically because of this prophecy that's overhanging everything. And that is, going hand in hand with the debut of the monster class villain Garo. And just not being at all familiar with him and seeing just how lethal he is, even amongst, the three, S-class heroes, whatever their classes were, I don't exactly remember, who were kind of overseeing this prophecy discussion, this explanation of just how dire it looks like it's going to be and unfold and everything like that. Each of them have their asses handed to them, and even a Class A hero, by the end of the episode, Garo just destroys, And it was interesting to me because it was kind of like, I almost felt like they tipped the hat a little too early, bringing Garo to the fore like that, but I guess they kind of had to give us the heads up that, okay, this is the end game for the season. Probably, very probably, this is who Saitama is going to have to angle toward and go up against by season's end, and at least for me, I'm kind of chomping at the bit to get there now. I mean, with Saitama, it's probably going to be much as was the case toward the latter half of season 1, and with the finale, he'd finally come up against a foe who was worthy of trying to fight. Because everyone else, Saitama being the hero that he is, he can lay waste to almost anything and anyone just as well as Garo seemingly can now. So there's almost like this quality where they are, they're going to go head to head. They're well matched, and it's going to be a level playing field between them. And when that clash finally happens, I'm going to be there with bells on. And of course, rooting Saitama, who wouldn't be? But I did think it was interesting that the Hero Association let slip the fact that they've sent Silverfang to try to track Garo down. And are we going to potentially find out Silverfang's been killed off? Is Saitama and or Genos going to stumble across Silverfang's debilitated body, and with his dying breath he's going to say, I went up against this guy Garo, go get him? I kind of hope not. Silverfang was a really cool character and everything like that. And we do see, some other heroes in this episode, like Amaya Mask, which we caught glimpses of in season 1. At least I have vague memories of his name, Amaya Mask. And we see just how lethal he is with this villain, and he kind of broke the rules there. I mean, there's a lot of rule breaking in the Hero Association. As we see with the debut of Blizzard officially, Tornado's, I guess, younger sister, which is kind of mind-blowing. I don't know if I knew that going back to season 1, that Tornado was the elder sister, even though she looks, for all intents and purposes, younger. There was a lot of joking around with Saitama in season 1 looking at Tornado and being like, what's this kid doing here? Because of her diminutive stature and whatever like that. So it is kind of mind-blowing that Blizzard is in fact the younger sister, even though she looks like she could be Tornado's mother, for crying out loud. And so her whole purpose, as we saw toward the tail end of episode 1 of season 2, and then picking up right, in the beginning of this episode, is to go to Saitama, because, Saitama has a watchful eye on him. Even though he isn't, I guess according to Genos, he isn't actually reporting the villains he takes out to the Hero Association, but still his rank is, going up a smidgen at a time with each foe that he bests. So somebody's keeping an eye on him, keeping tabs on him. And so Blizzard, she wants to get her foot in the door to sort of strong-arm him into, falling in line under her as the level 1 Class B heroine that she's supposed to be. And the whole idea of her trying to ascend higher than that, she's got reasonings as to why she doesn't want to, because of the higher tier of Class A, which is just under Class S, which is the crazy, top tier class of all classes. And so she's very much sort of pigeonholed herself to to remain clasped on to that, level 1 Class B level. And she wants people who are in Class B to recognize her sheer prowess, her power, and fall in line under her. They're expected to actually pay her a visit and greet her with respect and honor, and sort of kiss her ass. you know, and because she's full of herself, and she brings her two thuggies along, which Saitama does away with a breeze without even thinking. But I love the fact that as this is going on, Sonic decided to try to track Saitama down. He's going to come right to his door, and he's going to try to kick his ass, try to kill him right in his own apartment. And Genos is like, well, Master Saitama's busy. He's got his little Game Boy Advance or whatever it is. That isn't even his. He stole it from King, and he erased his save game. And that's the biggest fret. That's the biggest worry Saitama has on his shoulders. So Genos decides he's going to take on Sonic, and they're nuking half the town, laying waste to the boulevards all around, all surrounding Saitama's little humble abode. But finally, when their paths do cross, with, of course, Blizzard trying her damnedest to hand Saitama his own ass, and his very easily getting out from under her thumb repeatedly, almost doing her in, they are both almost done in themselves because of this clash between Genos and Sonic. And it was hilarious to me. Once again, Saitama getting up in Sonic's face, telling, Genos, for all intents and purposes, stand down, doggy. Oh, I'm gonna handle this. Genos was holding his own, in that parrying back and forth to super speed levels, with Sonic, but Sonic got the leg up. It's kind of like that classic clash between Superman and the Flash. Who is the fastest man alive? It's the Flash, even though Superman is my all-time favorite hero. I'll just save you the bother. But that's exactly what was going on between Genos and Sonic. And I thought the sheer balls on Genos, by the way, he's like, oh, you had some lint in your hair. And he tore the whole ponytail off of the Sonic. I lost my crap over that. But as I say, you got Saitama. He just does the sideways, like, vaulting at super speed. So there's like 1,000 Saitamas as far as, Sonic can see, and as far as Genos can probably see. Unfortunately, Blizzard could not keep up with anything that was going on at that point. And I think that was my favorite part of this episode. It wasn't so much like the battles or anything like that. It was more so her mind being continually and perpetually blown at Saitama's prowess, the fact that an S-class hero like Genos considered Saitama his master, his being an apprentice to a B-class hero for all intents and purposes. You've got Sonic, who might as well be an S-class level sort of antagonist. I don't want to call him an out-and-out villain, but she's aware of this. She's thinking of this as it's happening, as it's unfolding in front of her eyes, what she can keep up with, and she's just mind blown at Saitama's level of power, so much so that after all is said and done, and they go back into Saitama's apartment, once he's laid waste to Sonic, not having killed him, just knocked his ass out so he'd shut up for a little while, Suddenly, Blizzard, with all that bravado now gone, and knowing what she's actually contending with, she completely opens her heart to them both. Saitama and Genos, having that rivalry with Tornado, and why it is so dire for her, that need to hold on to that, Class B level 1 level as she does, and just, she lets it all flow. What else can she do? She's not going to be able to beat Saitama. I doubt anybody's going to be able to beat Saitama. And Genos even, Genos is even higher class rank than she is, so it was kind of a heartening thing, and I almost lost my crap again because you see Saitama sitting up against the wall. He's completely still wearing his superhero outfit, but his boots are off, and he's got no socks. His bare feet are just there. I don't know why that struck me as hilarious. It just did. And then, of course, King comes a-calling, looking for his little handheld game. and she's mind blown again. And that was, again, that was my constant favorite aspect of this episode. She comes in and she's like, you know, the hottest bitch in town, and then by the end she's like, wow, I really got to rethink my whole life. Maybe can I be a part of your group? You know, forget being a leader of my own, you know, clique or whatever in the Hero Association. Can I just join you guys? You're all badasses. I don't know what's going on with me anymore. And that was awesome sauce. I love that. It was hilarious. And as I say, with the big bad Garrow now being debuted, I mean, it's just going to be a matter of time, and I'm really going to be chomping at the bit every episode to see if they're going to fit Garrow in at some point, or if he's going to disappear for a while, if we're going to get hints and whispers via the Hero Association or something as to what he's been up to, you know, and whether or not it's going to come down to the Hero Association themselves pointedly requesting Saitama go have at this guy, take him down, no one else can, or if it's just going to be, as I say, sort of happenstance where they stumble across Silver Fang, who's now trailing Garrow, having been pummeled beyond a, you know, a hint of death, and then saying, Saitama, go get him, because nobody else can, you know, that kind of thing. And then by the end of the episode, before I forget, we've officially given both Saitama and Genos their official hero names. For Genos, it's Demon Cyborg, which kind of sort of touches base with my speculation, wondering if the demonic cyborg, the murderous cyborg that he's chasing after, that goes back to his town of youth being completely wiped out, if it might not be himself before reprogramming or before the wiring got set in his brain or something like that. Who knows? It would be a little on the nose if that, you know, proved to be the case, and that's his superhero name, Demon Cyborg. But Saitama, is it One Punch Man? No, of course not. That's just the series title. You know, it's Bald Cape. Wow, Bald Cape. What a hero name. Oh, and the guy who's like in the Hero Association who's say like, oh, all heroes like to get their official name. Yeah, I'm really sure Saitama's gonna just so love that. He's gonna magnifique, you know. Yeah, he's gonna be thrilled with that one. So yeah, another fantastic episode, and I expect every single episode of this season to be. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of episode 2, season 2 of One Punch Man, if you've seen it as well, what your favorite parts were, what you love about it, what you hated about it. Anything goes in the comments below, as long as you are respectful and sharing your own opinion and are respectful of others if they happen to disagree. And if you enjoyed this video and would like to consider supporting my channel, please have a look at my PayPal support link, posted both in the description as well as the comments below. It affords you opportunities very much akin to Patreon, where you can set up a monthly contribution, a one-time only kind of thing. Send me a message with any contribution you send my way, requesting topics I may discuss in the future, ask for shout-outs, or make recommendations of things I may check out, and would then shout you out down the line if I happen to discuss. And anything you saw fit to send my way would be 2 thumbs up from me in going far and away to secure my longevity on YouTube for the foreseeable future. And so yeah, otherwise, until the next one, that'll be pretty much it for me on this. Hope this video finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.